Alright guys, so this Saturday, Robert Whittaker is taking on Ikram Aliskerov. It was supposed to be Khamzat Chimaev, but unfortunately Khamzat got injured or sick, and hopefully he heals up soon. Maybe we can see him later this year. But this weekend we got a pretty good fight, Robert Whittaker versus Ikram, and obviously Ikram Aliskerov is going to be the underdog because Robert Whittaker is not only one of the most skilled middleweights, but he's also one of the most dangerous middleweights you could fight, especially on short notice. It's going to be tough for Ikram, but in this video, I have come up with a bit of a game plan for Ikram Aliskerov to beat Robert Whittaker. And with all that being said, let's just get right into it. The first thing that I think that Ikram Aliskerov is going to need to do to beat Robert Whittaker is Robert Whittaker has a wide stance. It's kind of like a karate stance. And whenever you're in that stance, it's pretty hard to check leg kicks because your legs are further apart. So it's going to be harder to lift your leg when your legs are so far away from you. If your legs are closer together, it's easier to defend the leg kicks. But yeah, Whittaker, he's going to be open to those kicks for Ikram. And we've seen in the Israel Adesanya fight, Israel was landing a bunch of leg kicks to Robert Whittaker, and that's kind of how he was able to beat him. So use leg kicks. And now the next key to victory for Ikram to beat Robert Whittaker is when it comes to single or double leg takedowns, Robert Whittaker is one of the best MMA fighters at defending those sort of takedowns. I actually don't recall him getting taken down by a single or double leg. Maybe Yoel Romero in their first fight, but I have seen him get taken down in the clinch with Jacare Souza. It was from a trip. He was able to trip Whittaker and just take him down like that. And more recently, Dricus du Plessis, he was able to take down Robert Whittaker in their fight. He did like a head and arm throw and land some good shots on the ground as well. But Whittaker is so good at defending single and double leg takedowns because he keeps his hands very low. And when you want to defend those, you want to get those underhooks. So whenever someone shoots a takedown, it's very easy for Whittaker to get his hands in the way of his opponents trying to get a hold of his legs or hips. Ikram also has shown some good takedown ability from the clinch in some of his previous fights. He seems like he's pretty strong from that position. So use those clinch takedowns. But also, to be fair to Robert Whittaker, he does have some good grappling awareness, and he is able to defend takedowns from the clinch very well, just like he did with Yoel Romero. But I think Ikram should go for clinch takedowns because history has shown that there has been more success with clinch takedowns on Robert Whittaker than regular single or double leg takedowns. There is a higher chance of you taking Robert Whittaker down from the clinch than just a regular single or double leg takedown. But now, the next key to victory for Ikram Aliskerov is now, Robert Whittaker is a very defensively aware fighter. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but sometimes when your opponent doesn't make mistakes, you can kind of force them into something, and you can do that with feints. And Israel Adesanya was able to, get Whittaker pretty good in their second fight with a lot of feints, getting him to give him certain reactions and then capitalizing on wherever there was a hole in Robert Whittaker's defense. Also, Robert Whittaker doesn't know too much about you, so kind of get him guessing a bit, make him really think about what you're going to do next, because he hasn't had time to study you or know what your game is all about. The next key to victory I have for Ikram is now, this move can be used to the body or the head. It's a great attack to the body because it kind of zaps your opponent's energy very slowly, and it's very safe for you to throw. It's kind of like a body jab in boxing, like the front kick to the body, but also can be thrown to the face, and that can be very, very brutal. And the way Robert Whittaker stands, I feel like the way he kind of leans forward, I feel like he is open to that kick, and not many fighters have thrown it. Jacare Souza has thrown it to him, but I feel like it was kind of a bit slow. If you're able to just snap it up there, like Anderson Silva style, I feel like you could probably knock him out. The next key to victory for Ikram is So an intercepting counter is basically whenever your opponent is about to throw a punch, you see it and you throw it at the same time as them, and you catch them while their shot misses. And I feel like Israel Adesanya kind of knocked him out like that in their first fight. Like Robert Whittaker was throwing some shots in the pocket, and he has this tendency to not put his hands back to his shin. You see it in his regular stance. He's comfortable with his hands low. But in the pocket, I feel like that's when you should really be careful and start retracting your punches. But Whittaker was a bit too slow to do that, and that's why he got knocked out by Israel Adesanya. Now, this is a hard counter to land on anyone, and especially a guy like Robert Whittaker, but the openings are there. You just gotta, be willing to take the risk, because if you miss, you could get clipped. But, there's another opening whenever Robert Whittaker launches himself into, a blitz, with the jab or the left hook. He'll, dip his head to the right, and then he'll, just blitz forward. And I feel like there's an opening for the right hand, especially when he goes for that left hook. Sometimes he'll throw a jab and then a left hook. And whenever he does that, you can, plant your feet and just blast your right hand. I feel like a guy like Nasruddin Imavov could capitalize on that. He's a great counterpuncher, but Ikram Aliskerov, he's got a lot of power, so use that, be confident, stand your ground, and light Robert Whittaker up. That's all I've got for Ikram Aliskerov. To beat Robert Whittaker is going to be a tough fight. There's obviously a lot more things that he can do to beat Robert Whittaker, but, if he can do some of the things I mentioned and obviously a lot more, I think that he can definitely beat Robert Whittaker. He is a dangerous opponent. He does have some good power. He has some good grappling. He's also got some good kicks too, to be fair. He's got some fast kicks. He's got some flying knees. He's very well-rounded, but this is a very, very dangerous opponent because of Robert Whittaker's experience, his skills, and just his fight IQ. It's going to be very interesting to see this fight. If you guys are interested in seeing my prediction for this fight, make sure you guys subscribe. I'm going to be releasing it this Friday. Make sure you guys tune in as well to see what I think about Sergey Pavlovich versus Alexander Volkov. That's also on the card. It's a pretty good card. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video. Did you like it? Did you not? What would you say is the key to victory for Ikram Aliskerov to beat Robert Whittaker this Saturday? Do you even think he has a chance at winning? Let me know down below. Thank you for watching, and God bless.